Hi, my sweet and precious students. Welcome back. Today we're going to be talking about comparing decimals on page 196. We're going to jump right into this lesson 33. All right, guys, for example, I'm on page 196, like I said. For example, number 1. Guys, everything that I am writing down here, you need to be writing down in your notes section. I will be checking your notebooks. All right, it says compare 0.12. It says 0.12, but by now you probably know I'm lazy and I don't write the 0 in front of my decimals. I'll do it for this first one, but just keep that in mind. This 0 is not important, totally irrelevant. Don't need it. It's part of a, invisible math, I guess you could say, right? The other thing I'm going to do, if you'll just hold on one second, is I want to get this paper out so that you can see. Guys, if you don't have grid paper at home, let me know. I have grid paper that you can use. For comparing decimals, it is the easiest way to compare decimals. I'm sorry I'm shouting, but I had it, my husband's painting in here, I have to move this to get to these guys, so bear with me. All right, guys, so, I probably should pause it. Sorry, folks. Probably should just pause it to do that. I'm sorry, guys. Okay, so what we're gonna do is we are going to compare decimals today. So you can see that this is the decimal that I have, right? I'm gonna move that out of the way, and what I'm gonna do is, I have this really large grid paper that you can use. I have this at school. Just remind me if you need if you need some of it, but I also have small grid paper. Either one, but make sure you've got grid paper to compare these because I think it looks a lot nicer. I'm going to use the large one so that you can see what I'm writing. All right, so let's see here. It was 0.12 compared to 0.012. Do you see how they take up 3 boxes? So again, that's this, 0.12, 0.012. Do you see how it takes up 3 boxes on the maximum there? Throw a 0 in here so that you have the same number of digits and we're comparing. Now, pretend that that decimal isn't there. Which is larger, 120, 120, or 12? 120 would be larger. 120 would be larger. So in that case, this is going to be larger than that. And when you do this, you need to write these down, okay? Make sure that I've got those, that you're writing both of them down. I don't want to just see this as your answer. I want to see the entire thing. Let's move on to example number 2. Compare 0.4 to 0.400. 0.400. All right, guys, let's use our grid paper so that we can get a good idea of what is easier. Actually, I'm going to pause for just a sec. All right, so problem solved. I've got a whiteboard one that I can use. Okay, so the problem is 0.4 compared to 0.400. If I put that there, 0.4, right? 0.400. Well, I've got to add some zeros here. And then you discover, oh, hey, those are the same thing. So this guy is going to be equals. Again, you need to write that whole thing down. This is example 2. You need to write that whole thing down. I don't want to just see the equal sign, okay? So with that said, let's do example 3. 1.232 compared to 1.23185. Woo, that's a lot. Now, you don't have to use the grid paper if you don't want to. I think it's a good idea just because it keeps you nice and organized, particularly adding and subtracting. It's like your columns are all really nice, right? But let's say we compare like this, 0.1232 and 1.23185. Well, we see that there's an 8 and a 5, so we're going to throw a 0 and a 0. All right, well, the 23, so again, we forget that that decimal's there, right? We look at this, this is 23,200, this is 23,185. Which of those is larger? This one, the 200, that's larger than 185. So it's gonna be this guy right here, okay? So hopefully you got the right idea on these guys. Let me see. Oh, we gotta do some rounding. Let's talk about rounding. 300, I'm sorry, 3 and 14.5, oh, this is pi, right? That's the first few digits of pi. Rounding this to the nearest thousand, or nearest hundred. Guys, if I haven't already, remind me to give you these. Bear with me just one sec. If I haven't already, remind me to give you this because it has all your placeholders on it, right? So this says, hey, we want to round that number to the nearest hundredths. Hundredths, remember, is only 2 over. It's this guy right here. Is that what we're rounding to? Yeah, hundredth. Okay, which means we look at this guy and we see that that is less than 5. So that since it's less than 5, we are going to keep this and not round it up. So it's going to be 3.14, just like that, okay? That's how that works. All right. All right, guys, next one. Let's see. For example number 5. Again, guys, I want you to write the problem down. So you write example number 5. You're going to write the problem 4396.4315 to the nearest 100. 100, not right? So your nearest 100, again, if we look at our place value, 100's the third one before that decimal. So that's going to be 1. It's going to be 1, 2, 3. This is our 100, right? This is how I want you to do it. So you star where you're going to be going. That guy right there. Look at this. That's above 5. That's 5 or greater. So this is going to be 4. And instead of leaving this as 3, this guy tells us bump it up to 4. Okay, 0.0. Okay. Let's see about, that was example 5. Example 6, round 38.62 to the nearest whole number. Whole number means ones, okay? So we look at this. This is greater than 5, so this is going to round up to 39. 39. So make sure that you're showing your work for all of these guys. What I'd like you to do now is on page 198, go ahead and do those practice problems, A through H. Guys, these practice problems really need to be on your homework. I used to say on the videos, it could be in your videos or notes section. It has to be on your homework now. So go ahead and pause the video, do those practice problems, then come on back. Okay, for A, compare 10.3, 0 to 10.3. Again, we need the same number of digits behind the decimal before we can go comparing these things. This has 2 digits behind the decimal. This has 1, so we're going to throw another one there. We see that those things are equal. For B, 5, I'm going to put this right here and hope I don't mess up my recording. There we go. 5.06 compared to 5.60. Again, we have the same number of digits behind the decimal. This is 0.6, this is 60, so this one is going to be larger. It's going to be 5 6/100 is less than 5 6/10. This is the way you would say that. C, 1.1, big box, 1.099. This has 3 digits behind the decimal, so this needs 3 digits as well. 1, 2, that's 2, and then 3. Which is larger, 99 or 100? This guy is larger. D, round 3.14159 to the nearest 10 thousandths. 10 thousandths. So what that means is you're going to take 3.14159 and your 10 thousandths is your 1, 2, 3, 4th spot after your decimal. 1, 2, 3, 4th spot here. This is greater than 5, so that's going to boost this one up. So it's going to be 3.1416. 416. All right, so that was D. Let's try E. E says around 365.2418 to the nearest 100. Remember, this is your ones, tens, hundreds. So we're going to be rounding to here. We look at this number here. We see that it's 5 or greater. So this is going to be boosted up to 400. 400, okay? F, round 57.432 to the nearest whole number. Whole number means our ones column here. This is less than 5, so it's just going to stay at 57. 57. All right, let's look at G. Simplify G. Simplify 10 and this by removing any extraneous zeros. All that means is these guys are totally not necessary. You don't have to have them. You have to have them when you're comparing decimals, like that's helpful, but you don't have to have them after that. 10.2, it's just 10.2. And in fact, I will start marking things wrong once we get going on these if you have extra zeros, just because I want you to get good habits, right? Estimate the sum of 8.65, 21.7, and 11.038 by rounding each decimal to the nearest whole number before adding. Well, this guy is, and do you notice how I lined up those decimals, right? If we were gonna add all this, you'd wanna line up those decimals, but what we're gonna do is round first. So we want to round to the nearest whole number. This is 5, this is greater than 5, which means this guy gets boosted up to 9. This is greater than 5, which means this gets boosted up to 22. This is less than 5, so this is gonna stay at 11. When we add these, 9 and 11 will give us 20, plus 22 gives us 42. All right, guys, if you have any questions, let me know. Otherwise, great work, and I will see you in class. Thanks so much, guys.